Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Sunday, July 14th, 2024. This is my newest segment of Markets Look Ahead, and we are going to do that. Lots of stuff to talk about today. But let's for a moment just take in what's going on around us. What just happened is a symptom of the decay of society today. It's epic. The hatred, the division, the separation. No one should be surprised at all about what just happened. You all know what I'm talking about here, the assassination attempt of President Trump. And if you believe that this is going to get any better anytime soon, you are way off base. What have you and I been talking about for I don't know how long years? That if we don't come together, if we do not learn to love each other, to accept each other for who we are, for what we are done. We're absolutely done as a people around the world. We have no chance to survive. You understand? So again, this really should not be a shock. Although I am more than certain that when I heard about this, an overwhelming feeling of despair came over me yesterday. I had just been walking out of the movies. I had no idea what happened. I looked at my phone. It had like 40 messages on it. And I just froze. And I was like, this is terrible. This is beyond terrible. But it's a symptom of the sickness that we have, the society, the decay. And again, if we do not learn to love each other, to come together, to unify, instead of allowing ourselves to be separated, to be divided in every imaginable way, to have things like hatred continue to foster, how can we make it? We can't. Does it make sense to you? These concepts are pretty basic and they go back time immemorial, but honestly, this should really bring this home for all of you. Anyway, people, look, let's talk about what this is profound. What actually happened as well, and I just want to show you a few things here, just in case this event, which occurred yesterday, this assassination attempt, in my opinion, okay, is a lock for the presidential selection. Trump cannot, I don't want to say lose because there's no winning or losing here, but immediately after this attempt, you had a couple of billionaires, two of the richest men on the planet, come out here and say they are now endorsing President Trump, well, for his reselection here. Elon Musk and Bill Ackman, they are now endorsing him. And you got, again, look how this is affecting the market. First of all, Bitcoin. Bitcoin shot up to over 60,000 again. We understand Trump's position here on cryptocurrency. I've been telling you this since a while back. And, the narrative of Bitcoin president, crypto president, is going to put quite a fire underneath the price action of cryptocurrencies across the board. This is Reuters from this morning. Trump victory trades swell after the shooting. There's just no, look, in case you had any doubt, and I know that I'm going to get beat up big time by Biden supporters here. Look, I don't believe in this whole politics game. I really don't. And there's a lot of questions about what happened here. I get that, okay, but because I opened up my email box this morning and I got bombarded with my take on it, and I just outlined for you how I felt, and I'm not going to go beyond that. But now that we know, okay, I can't imagine another way that this is going to play out, that Trump is not selected. Now, I said it before. Now it's a lock. And understanding that, if we understand and know, okay, what the grand plan is, what central banks are about to do, because they run the entire show. Again, it's not presidents, kings, queens, monarchs, dictators. It's central banks who control the entire monetary system of the world. They control the economy, the financial markets, all of it. And in this case here in the United States, the flow of information, the falsehoods, the deceptions, the look here's, the don't look there. And this is, again, a symptom of the decay of society. And what happened yesterday is a direct result of that. And this is why, as a people, we are just finished. If we cannot learn from the past, okay, we never will. Okay, there's something wrong with humanity at so many levels. And again, what we witnessed yesterday is obviously a major symptom of that. Again, we're just done. But understanding that we must forge ahead. We have to take in the current situation and realize where we're going here. I believe, on the back of what just happened, and the fact, I mean, again, I know I'm going to get slammed here by Biden supporters here. I can't, again, imagine a way that Trump is not going to be reselected here in any way, shape, or form. And that means a few things are going to happen here. Cryptocurrencies, we're already seeing it. Okay, the bump right after the assassination attempt here. You need, I don't care, okay? You must break out of the box that you've been put in here, okay? You want to beat the system, at least from a financial standpoint, okay? You got to know where to put your cash to work. You need to have exposure to cryptocurrency here. Trump has said repeatedly he will be the Bitcoin president, okay? He's pointing at Bitcoin specifically, okay? Why? I don't know. Okay, there's a lot of cryptos out here that I think are at least as good, if not better, okay? But Bitcoin is the mommy. I've spoken about this many times. In my opinion, again, do your own research on this. Regardless of what you may think, whether it's you consider it fiat or you consider it whatever it might be, it's a means to allow yourself exposure to an asset class that is going to put on extreme gains moving forward. And the extreme gains are going to come about with the implosion of the debt market. Again, that's when we're going to see a shift from one set of assets into another set of assets like we've never seen before in the history of the world. The middle class is being systematically wiped out. People cannot get by anymore. They are suffering, and a lot of people don't understand why. Okay, you and I, we cover this all the time. And again, what happened yesterday was a symptom of that. When people lose it, they lose it all. And they lose it. Who's that? Gerald Salente, our very good friend here, my very good friend. Anyway, when the people have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And that's a fact. And that's what's happening here. And this is being driven by design. Again, they need and they are going to create what we witnessed yesterday on a much greater scale here as the system is deconstructed, as people are having to deal with more and more pressure on them, as inflation continues to rise, but the mainstream media is telling you it's coming down. By their own numbers, inflation continues to rise, but the mainstream media is lying, saying inflation is dropping. Inflation is not dropping. Debts and deficits continue to hyperballoon. 78% of working American people can't make it without having to borrow from their credit cards and everything else, living paycheck to paycheck. Again, this is a deconstruction of society. What we witnessed yesterday, a clear symptom of that. All right. Now, with that said, again, understanding where we're going and understanding that I can't see a way that Trump will not be selected after yesterday, especially, I told you it was going to happen before, but now more than ever. So what does that mean? Get ourselves in the right spot. Debts and deficits are going to hyperballoon from here. Currency devaluation. The man keeps talking about the dollar, a weaker dollar. Okay, a weaker dollar, fantastically great for the corporate agenda. Okay, for allowing multinational corporations to profit from a weaker dollar in their overseas trading due to the currency exchange rate. You understand? Not good for you, not good for me. But corporate profits, boom, absolutely. So what does that tell you? If we know we can expect massive dollar devaluation moving forward, if we know that we can expect lower rates moving forward, much lower rates. I mean, during President Trump's last tenure, he wanted negative rates. We're going to get I don't think we're going to get negative rates. All right, but I think rates are going to be massively suppressed. The Fed's buying all the debt right now, and that is being reflected in the MMRI. Again, this is free to everybody in the description of this video. Look at this trend here. Who's buying all the debt? Who's buying all the debt? You know who's buying all the debt. And it's going to get much more extreme moving forward here. What does that do? Opens up a doorway for cash to make its way into the stock market. It also presents opportunity in commodities across the board. How else can I say this to you people? Again, cash has to come from somewhere. So instead of going into assets it should be going into, it's going to be coming out of them and being pushed into the stock market, which is going to go again. Record high, record high, record high, record high, record high. You understand? Do you remember during President Trump's last tenure, every day he came out publicly, talked about the stock market, cheering for the stock market. It's higher, it's higher. Our economy is booming, which was not true. Okay. All that was going on is massive amounts of debt being accumulated on the backs of the American people. I've already told you, the last 3 presidents have been champions of debt. Champions of debt on a scale we've never seen before in the history of the United States. Take every president before them, combine them. The last 3 have done more to empower the Fed and pull more debt into the now than all of them before. You understand? This is not also by accident as well. You understand? I hope you do. But these things allow us to understand where we're going, at least from a financial standpoint. And it's much bigger than that, people. What do we do every single Friday? What do? We sit back, you and I. We come together right here and we say we need to love each other, to care about each other, and be charitable. Do you think if we really loved each other and cared about each other and were charitable to each other that we would see an assassination attempt like we did yesterday? Of course not. But instead of society coming together, they're being pushed further apart. And that is a symptom of it. People are being destroyed. People are being wiped out. There's going to be a moment of pandemonium on the streets here. Again, debt market meltdown is going to create a resource problem and a scarcity of things, rationing, price controls, no access to things. You think you're going to have access to cash in your accounts? When we get a credit freeze, we are going to get another credit freeze, okay? No transactions. This sound almost biblical to you, because that's where we're going, in case you don't know, and a massive loss of human life. Again, that's a symptom of that's what they want. They want to create pandemonium in the streets so they can have a reason, yet another one, to steal away your freedoms, to steal away your liberties here. That's where we're going. In the streets of the United States, you are going to see a military presence like you've never seen before, and they're building up to that. Why do you think the military power has been increased so much? Why President Trump built up the United States military the way they did, so now it can be used as a weapon against the world and soon a weapon against the people themselves. Wake up, people. Wake up to what's happening around you, because if you're not awake yet, if that wasn't a wake-up call for you, then you're just completely lost as well. And anyway, people, look, we have got to shun hatred, division, greed, envy, all of this stuff. And now people can say, hey, Greg, you know what? Well, you're being greedy by weaponizing the system. No, if we do not take advantage of what they're trying to destroy us, people, our enemies, they work 24/7, and they're wiping us out by destroying the financial system. By taking down the financial system here, they're taking away our ability here to gain access to anything. And that's where we're going. So we must turn the tables on them. With regard to the market, it's going higher, and we know that. We've nailed it to the wall better than anybody else. All these people calling for crashes every day, every week, every month. What have you and I been doing? We've been laughing. We've been buying all the dips. We've been capitalizing on this market. We've been looking for opportunities in suppressed assets with regard to commodities across the board, and yes, including cryptocurrencies as well. And we haven't seen anything yet with regard to price action distortions, especially in light of what just happened. If you can't see where this is going, let me say something else here real quick. With regard to central banks and especially the Federal Reserve, the level of criminality. First of all, you have to understand what we're talking about. Central banks together are a crime syndicate of the highest possible order. The highest possible order. And the political system is aligned with them. Okay, and the next president, we already know who's going to be here, is again going to do everything in his power to empower the Federal Reserve. And if you think I'm wrong here, come back after the selection and rediscuss this, because there's no way out of it. Central banks are in control of everything right now, and they need an ally. And in my view, they're going to get one. I've been telling you this for the longest time. And that just means, again, a quicker acceleration to this neo-feudal system. Extreme haves, extreme have-nots, a wipeout of this two-tier society, of this three-tier society, going back into a two-tier society which has been around since time immemorial. They don't like the middle class here. The overlords want slaves, and that's what they're doing, creating slaves to the system, dependency on the system. If you can't see the things I am talking about developing right before your eyes, then you are completely lost. You need to reevaluate your situation. I know I'm preaching to the choir to 90% or more of the people that follow this blog. But again, we have to understand what's happening, why it's happening, the symptoms of it, yesterday being a symptom of the decay, which is about to get a lot worse, the division, the hatred, the deconstruction of the current system, including society itself. You understand? Anyway, look, people, I think we got this down. So you got to understand, and you got to look for opportunity here to keep your head above water. And I've outlined this for you, staying long the market, buying commodities, gaining more exposure to commodities as the dollar is devalued moving forward, much more than we've ever seen before, much higher inflation than we've seen before, rate suppression like we've never seen before, asset purchases, debt purchases by the central banks, none more so than the Federal Reserve, and the European Central Bank, actually. So for my European friends, this plays out to you too. This plays out to the people of the world. What we're going to see here, we are a select few, you and I, okay, understanding that this transcends way beyond the financial markets. Okay, I like the markets because I think it's a game, and I think I play it very well, and I kept all of you, way ahead of the curve on this, okay? We know what we're doing and we know why we're doing it, but again, it goes way beyond that. We must unite people. We can't allow the division, the hatred to get into our own heads here, okay? Put this aside, all the games, the politics, the deceptions, the distractions. Focus on what you know in your heart by using your God-given intellect here is happening, and you have the best chance of getting through what's coming here, okay? And what's coming is going to be epic. I don't know another way to put it. All right, people, look, kind of a long video here. I could go on and on with what's happening here. You can expect, at least in my view, more billionaires to now step out, say they're supporting Trump for the next selected president here. Look what I wrote underneath here. I was writing notes to myself, as I always do. I wrote, Trump's selection is a lock after assassination attempt. This is the first thing that popped into my head yesterday when I found out what happened. There's no doubt about it. And this is a gift. Not just, this little creation here, I have to say was almost divinely inspired. Because this is the best tool that anyone can possibly have to gauging risk in this market, to knowing as long as this trend is maintained, We buy every dip that comes along in this market, including looking for opportunities to load up on commodities, especially silver, my favorite commodity of all time, although it's real money. Gold, my second favorite. Platinum and palladium, my third favorite. Crude oil, commodities across the board, and yes, cryptocurrencies, people. I got your back. I don't know another way to put it, okay? And anyway, look, please share the video, get it out there. Let me hear your thoughts on this as well. People, what else can I tell you? We got to love each other. We have to do this, or we're just done. I don't know another way to put it. We're just absolutely done. Anyway, this guy here loves you a lot from the heart. I mean that with all I got. I will see you in the morning, people. Until we see each other in the morning, please take care of yourselves, and even more so, take care of each other, okay? This is what we need. We need to come together. I'll see you.